Well, you guys know the E36. Yeah, it's been a pain in the ass the past couple days. BMW, you supercharge it. You guys know the whole damn story. Last thing it needs is Vanos. Vanos is the variable intake cam system. When it activates, you get a lot more mid-range torque. That's the simplest way of putting it. At first, I didn't have a cam sensor, so I got one, I wired it in, and now the cam sensor hooked up, I could activate the Vanos. Wired it all up, hooked it all up, spent forever 2 days ago trying to get it to work, and I could not get it to work. I tested everything, and it comes to find out that I'm pretty sure my actuator is bad. The piece that actually turns it on. I hope it's it, because that's an easy replacement. Took me a little while to find one, but I found one. The place I found it was Derek. Derek, of course, Derek used to be a big BMW guy back in the day. Now he's a big turbo V8 guy, but he happens to have one in his shop, and he's gonna save the day. So we're gonna go all the way up to Derek's shop, grab it, put it in, and hopefully it activates, and then we could put it on the damn dyno, finish the tune, up the power a little bit, and I could start driving it and enjoying it.
It's slighter than it is in the other one.
What we got here, Derek? A good M52.
I got a real piece of shit M52 that is just sitting here taking up valuable space.
Perfect, easy access. Oh, this is the famous car here.
That's the famous one, and then this is the other famous one that never gets driven.
Have I ever seen this one?
No, this one's...
Oh, wow. This thing's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a really nice car.
What's it got for a drivetrain?
LS, 80 mil turbo.
Of course.
Yep, I mean, this car flies.
Damn, Derek, this is what I need. Maybe a little bit smaller, but...
This is my favorite car in here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's a real redneck, but it's a gorgeous car and it's well put together.
Yeah, they give you a lot of room in these engine bays to put a turbo in it. It's like
yeah, well, look how far back they are underneath the cowl of the...
That's what I'm saying. It looks like a bread truck, like the way it just sits underneath it. Sweet. There she is. There's the money right there. Derek, you know how much this is brand new?
$238.
$451. So,
wow.
I'll give you 0% of that.
Okay, yeah, that's the deal.
Perfect, thank you. Huge shout out again to Derek for the Vanos actuator. I hope that's the issue. Or if I really, really hope I can just put this in and the Vanos will work. It'll make my life a lot better. Out with the old, in with the new. All right, let's see if it works. All right, so it's not on right now. I'm gonna turn it on in just a second once it goes through a little warm-up cycle. Oh boy. I don't think it's working. Sucks. But if you guys remember, I sent out my head to the machine shop to my buddy JP. He's the only guy I trust with that stuff, and he finally got him the valves and the valve seals the other day, and he just posted this.
In today's not so exciting episode of Engine Building World, we are rebuilding Jimmy Oak's head on his daily driver that bent some valves. So, I mean, sometimes we do stock repair stuff. Alright, Jimmy, so I think this is your problem right here. Look at all these chickens. And look at this.
JP, thank you for getting me right. That's so funny. Hopefully I'll have the head back within a few days and we can start working on the GTI this weekend and getting back together because I need a daily. All right, so I'm gonna manually check my old Vanos actuator to make myself feel better. Because if it works, that means there's something wrong with something else. So we're gonna do this by literally just putting 12 volts to it. Once I put 12 volts to it, it should literally shoot this little rod out. We'll see. All right, so we're gonna put power straight to it. Can you see the little rod? Or is it too dark?
Oh, you can see it.
Okay, ready?
You're good.
Boom. So this one actually works. Push on that, see if it
No.
And then push on it now?
Yep.
All right, so that actually works. That one's still, I should have did this before I went and got another one, to tell you the truth. Something else is wrong. Shit. Brian, what are you doing?
Dude, look at my power steering line, man. It's hanging there. I'm going to have to fix it. Good thing I jacked it up, huh? How's your elbow?
Well, Brian's doing his control arm bushings, just to let you guys know. Looks like you're having a hell of a time.
Yeah, man. This says R on it, so hopefully it goes on this
What if it
side.
means like really left?
Shit.
You want to scrap it, Drew?
Give me that.
Good old-fashioned cast aluminum.
Give me that.
Ryan's car is officially fixed. He had a pain in the ass time, but you got it done.
It wasn't that bad. You guys, if you never need to do that on your back, get a ratchet strap.
Okay. So I've been still playing with the stupid Vanos this whole damn time, and I think I finally figured it out pathetically enough. So I just got it imported, the correct settings that I need to make whatever changes I just did work, and we're gonna find out.
We find out.
You just listen for it.
Okay, I will put my little finger right there. Please work, oh Vanos. We just want you to click at a specific RPM. Yo. First test.
Tell me if you can feel it or hear it click. You ready?
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Yes, affirmative.
That's a 10-4, good buddy.
Over. Hey, buddy. What you doing over here? Oh, you just came to sit down.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know if Bryce filmed it, but it was working. It was definitely working. I didn't hear a huge tone difference from it. Derek said you would hear a big tone difference, and I thought you would too. It definitely is supposed to sound throatier, but maybe because I have a stock exhaust. I don't know, B, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, you could instantly tell.
Yeah,
just
so
off the RPM and the idle.
So the RPM would change, and you could see the car would run way more lean, which makes a lot more sense. It's working. It's actually working. I cannot believe it. So the problem was, I don't know if I explained it before, I was going back and forth with the camera. I don't even know what I'm going to put in it, but I found the correct test mode for the ECU. I was able to lock it on. I took a voltmeter myself, and I saw that it was only allowing 7 volts through the system. 7 volts was not enough to actuate the Vanos. It needed all 12 volts. So I went through all the high current output circuits and all the PWM circuits and went through them and made sure. For some reason, the PWM circuits had no resistance in it like the high outputs did. So I put on a PWM circuit, and it allows it to switch to 12 volts. And so I changed all the stuff in Megasquirt, and then we just turned it on, and it worked. So makes sense.
Now we're gonna hopefully go to the dyno.
We'll see.
and
It's pretty damn late,
Yeah.
and Kenny might be busy. If Kenny's not busy, I want to throw on a dyno right now and get this over with. If he is busy, it's okay. We'll put it on tomorrow. All right, so Kenny just messaged me back, and he said he's down the dyno tonight, which is the best thing ever. Thank you, Kenny, if you're watching this so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. I'm so excited. I'm dying to dyno with the Vanos now. Time has come. Don't let me down, stupid Vanos. You too. Since this is a very simple variable cam system, it's either on or off. There's no variable degree or anything. The way we tune this is very easy. We're gonna do one pass with it off like we have this whole time. So one bass pass, and then I'm gonna turn it on. So it's always on from idle to full rev. We're gonna do a pull with that, then we're gonna overlay the 2 maps. And where you see an increase in power from the Vanos, we're gonna then leave it on, and when we see a decrease or just even out, we're gonna turn it off. So Vanos will only kick on where it's useful. Make sense? I think it makes sense. Right, makes sense, right, B?
Yeah.
Totally.
So I gotta talk loud because this heater's loud.
All right, let's see what happens.
207.
So it lost a lot of power.
You're right here.
What the hell happened? We finally found our old run. We made 240 horsepower, which I thought that what we made, and it's a whole different curve. So I have no idea why I was so underpowered. I didn't lift, did I? No, I didn't lift. Let's see what it logged.
Confirmed. Not rev limiter. But it is making the same amount of power as the last time he was here, so that's probably a good sign.
We made the same power, which is good, like we should have. Same curve. Since we know The car is fine. And we're gonna throw the VVTi on 100% of the time, like I said, and we're gonna do a pull, and hopefully it makes more power mid-range because that's what it's supposed to do. Derek came to save me.
Hi.
He was at Applebee's getting wasted, so he's now here.
Wow.
I'm shit-faced and tuning.
Shit-faced and tuning.
This thing should make the juice then.
If you're drunk on the dyno, is that a Dewey?
I don't think so.
No.
Dynoing
I
under
don't
the
think
influence?
so. That was real funny, Jimbo.
That was
was
no
so
one
weak.
laughed. I feel really bad about it. The stupid supercharger just threw a belt, and so I just fixed it. I knew it was gonna do this. It threw a belt once, and I was like, okay, maybe it'll just throw a belt once, and that's it, because I didn't tension it properly. Last time I tensioned it properly, just threw a belt. The bracket that holds this thing together is so old. It fits like shit. I don't know who made it. I don't think the company made it. I mean, I feel like someone made it in the garage, and it flexes really bad. And of course, when it flexes, it causes the belt to go off track, and it throws it. So I'm gonna put it on now, and I hope it never does again, but it probably will. Kenny, come back. Kenny. All right, fuck it. Oh no. What are you doing with That's exactly our first pull. Says something.
Yeah. Weird. I've seen that pull before. Look at
Yeah, so maybe Vanos was on our first pull.
Who is the first pull without Vanos? Red pull with Vanos. As you can see, it's almost a 30 horsepower increase in torque down low, and then it kind of just hurts us up top. I was expecting more of a mid-range bump, but I guess that's the bump right there. It crosses over at what, 4,900 RPMs? Yep. And then it hurts us, so we should basically leave it on all the time and have it cut off at 49. Does that look right? Mm-hmm. Really? I thought it was more like here. Now Derek wants to do another pass with no Vanos off. I think since he did add some timing to it, he wants to make sure it's perfect now. And so after this pull, we're gonna have a good number with the Vanos fully on and a good number with the Vanos fully off, and then we can decide where we want to turn it on and off for optimal power, or optimal torque is more like it. Green's a Vanos run, yellow is a non-Vanos run, so you can see how much more torque it has down low. Crosses over right here at 4,700 RPMs, then the torque starts to drop with the Vanos on, but with the Vanos off, the torque continues to be a little bit taller. Right there, 4,700 is where we're gonna be turning the Vanos off. We're gonna be leaving it on everywhere else down low. All right, so Derek turned the Vanos off at 4,700 RPMs like we just talked about. And so now we're gonna see what it looks like when the Vanos is on down low and off up top. So we should see a really nice, curve. We should see a nice curve. So I think Vanos was left on the whole time. It didn't shut off, no.
It did.
Did?
Yeah.
It made, it's the same exact curve as the Vanos being fully on.
The horsepower tank too?
Yep, all of it. Same exact curve. Vanos decided to not shut off once again. It decided to stay on.
Yeah.
Yep, that sucks. It should not be staying on at all. It is officially turned off. You can literally watch it turn off on the gauge screen. So Derek just changed the display of the input a little bit. Maybe he'll like it better. We'll find out. Could be a glitch. I don't know. There it is. It worked. It worked.
Do I have a hybrid of the good torque and the good horsepowers?
You do. Instead of it going down, stays up, and for horsepower, stays up, and then goes back up. That's pretty awesome. Gotta love Vanos. Vanos! Every car manufacturer has their own variable timing system, and they all operate a little bit differently, but Vanos fucks down low. Yeah. What do you want to do now?
I want to put some fucking timing in it.
Okay. See what it does.
Alright.
Only thing we're gonna blow is the head gasket, so it's good.
Yeah, screw these head gaskets.
Alright, so Derek just threw more timing at it, and he calls it the salty tune, so. What do you think he means by salty tune?
It means this tune fucks.
Put more timing in.
I need to put a lot more timing in, so we'll see what happens. My battery doesn't die. Sweet! 5 pulls later, the belt is still on. So didn't really pick up any power anywhere. Oh, there's a little bit of pickup and torque right there. And then a little bit, oh, look at the pickup and, we got a pickup and torque here, and a pickup and power up top. That's pretty cool. Yeah, look at this. I don't know how much timing you threw in it, but it probably wasn't worth it. There's this final run. As you can see, the peak power and peak torque isn't much different. It was 240 to come in with, and I think it was like, yeah, 214 probably starting. But the down low all over here basically picked up 30 foot-pounds of torque, which is insane. That's a lot, especially down in this region. And then over here, obviously picked up a little bit of horsepower, done to the numerical value, but Derek dialed on the tune. It feels amazing. I never really got to work on the streetability of the car because I was going to wait until we did the Vanos tuning stuff, but Derek banged it out super quick on the dyno, and I can't believe it. So I cannot wait to drive this car. I'm actually really excited. Let's go finally drive this damn thing. I'm excited, but my camera's gonna die, so I can't film it. So I'll see you guys back at the shop. Bad timing. I show up to my shop. Oh, Mr. Donovan Man. What's up, man? What up, man? Well, it's gonna be productive, but your boy got some tea. Don got the GTA. It's cold out. Just nice. What are you giving me?
Date syrup, you know what I'm saying? Because there's different vegans out here. You got Sabi babies and you got vegans. I'm a Sabi baby.
I'll let you do you. It's not bad. E36 runs amazing. The drivability of it is on point. Derek did such a good job buttoning up that tune. Can't thank him enough for doing that. It's awesome. Now, that car needs to get driven, and I'm excited to do so. That's got some great heat. Those seats are comfy. Last thing I gotta do is I still have to get new, I completely forgot, I need new taillight sockets for the lights because for some reason my brake lights don't work, and I know it's those jank-ass taillight sockets. And then I gotta raise the rear. I lowered it, and it settled a lot. So I'm gonna raise the rear, and I need the same bushing that B. Hall replaced today. I need bad. My front end is floating all over the place, and it's kind of sketchy, but I'll get all that stuff tomorrow. It's really easy. Then I'll have a nice daily in the meantime until I get this GTI back together. But you guys saw, JP's got the head, and he's putting in work. He got it clean already. I wouldn't doubt it if he almost finished it tonight, so that's gonna be sick. But today was a successful last day. Sucks I spent so much time on that stupid Vanos, but we figured it out, and lesson learned. So that's about it for today, boys. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And Mr. Donovan, man,
have a good night.